All right, so real quick, I wanted to get into some Dokkan related things, and you can see gameplay up here. Sorry, I was just farming the new Gohan, so let me just switch over to the proper window here. It should be this one here. There we go, that looks much better. And I wanted to talk about the content we got today, which is the 6th of November. And some of the concerns that look pretty apparent as we look at our manga characters. First of all, you know, I haven't really been tapped into Dokkan like that. I've been playing a lot of Chaos Zone Zero or Chaos Zero Nightmare. I've been waiting on the Bleach gacha. So let's get a look here. That looks really good, obviously. That looks awesome. This looks awesome. And we're going to be keeping these open because we do have something to sort of go over in this. And that thing, that looks really good too. Wow. Yeah, the Vegeta grab. Yeah, that's great. Gohan, of course, against Cell. This is adorable. I love that he's just in a little car, dude. Super cute. And this one we saw a while ago. Okay. So there is something that these characters all have in common if you look through it here, right? You can sort of look through and see some commonalities. And that thing is that they all do Ki Blast Supers, which is interesting, isn't it? Ki Blast Supers, which is interesting, and and they seem to just, you know, go for these long, huge periods of time, right? They're just plowing through events. And so people said, well, what could they do? Well, maybe they could go through the festival battles. It could be a manga team, right? And that's pretty cool. Until we got to this post here, which says, I didn't even realize this. Holy fuck. The manga team literally cannot clear festival. What do these units even do? To which someone said, this is responding to, no, it can't, because they all do Ki Blast Supers, and there's the 23 coup phase that nullifies Ki Blast Supers. This is, of course, in response to people just saying, okay, yeah, double Gohan is 100% the move for Festival. Double Frieza can get owned early if you don't get a dodge. The manga team literally can't beat Festival of Battles, by the way, as in it is literally impossible. I think maybe it can, not sure. And Zahal says, okay, these units are actually worth it. Now, the thing is, it's not, this person points it out, technically not impossible, but you need to use the Dokkan attack, you need to get additional normals, or you need to use items, but it's pretty improbable. It is kind of insane that at no point in the development of this team, which they went out of their way to add this bit of text for, that Dokkan did not think that this would be a problem. I get it. 40%, 40 turns. They're the 40-year anniversary of Dragon Ball characters. I get it. I do get it. I get why they're here. And not all characters are designed to be valuable. Not all but you need to summon for these guys. Like, they're collector's pieces, I suppose. But if they were free to play, I wouldn't say anything. But you need to summon for them. Like, I can't stress enough how, like, if they were just free to play fun little characters and it wasn't tied to real world money, it would be completely fine. But the fact that they are asking you to pay them cold hard cash for like units that essentially don't have a home is pretty crazy. I'm not gonna cap to you. Like, that's pretty wild, and I just don't understand what they were really thinking in this regard, but I guess that's that on that. So there's the manga characters. One other thing. The next bit of business to get to is just this post from Truth saying, I'm seeing a lot of Heroes units talk in relation to the 40th anniversary manga characters. The manga units are not the replacement for the Heroes banner. The Part 2 LR dropping on the 13th is the replacement for them. And this comes as no surprise with this kind of talk going around, which is, would you all hate me if I made this take because I think the Heroes units were more usable than these guys? So let's just read it first. These units are not the replacement for Heroes. Part 2 LR next week is. They basically fill the same role, however, no, they do not. 5 or so units that you can get easier than most similar units with a very iffy execution. Here is the reality. If the 40th year of Dragon Ball was happening and we still had Heroes, these characters still would have came out. Nothing would have changed. This was always going to be a thing. This is a bonus. Now, what is in this spot that we would have gotten? It's the Heroes Easy A's. They're right here. If you want to make the argument that this is replacing Easy A's or something, I guess sure. But in this place, we literally got an Easy A. It's this guy right here, right? Do we all kind of get that? Like, that's not confusing to anyone. They are not the same at all. Gohan is the replacement for the Heroes Easy A's we would be getting. That's that. Like, it's not the same thing. It's pretty, like, observable, I guess. Talking about quality, I don't really care about the Part 2 unit. That's just a consequence of getting rid of Heroes. How do you not care about the Part 2 LR? It's Goma, or I imagine it's Goma, to which True says, I also think it's Goma. I think that it could be Goma or Kuindu tag. I know people would be like, why would Kuindu be an LR when Mini Super Saiyan, for Goku is the Dokkan Fest? And the answer to that is tag is the mechanic of the year. So if they want to add a tag character, they're going to consider it LR worthy. LRs are tag characters. Tag characters are typically LRs. You know what I'm saying? Now, just to like close the loop here. 11/12/2024. The character is dropping on 11/13/2025. This character dropped on 11/12/2024. The character is most likely dropping on 11/13/2025. We know this because of the end date and the run date of like banners and stuff. And again, I had this list loaded up, but 11/6/2024. This is where we are. You are here. Look at the fucking screen where you're at the mall, you're walking around, you don't know where you are, you find a little kiosk, you are here. We are here. You know what I mean? I would be so confident that even if we got 18 Heroes Easy A's today and Heroes was doing better than ever, that for the 40th year of Dragon Ball, we would have seen something like this. And the reason I am confident in saying that is because Legends is also running an event. These games are advertisements. These are IP games. These are not just some rinky-dink, Genshin Impact, HSR. This is Dragon Ball. Not saying there's anything wrong with those games. I'm just saying that those games have their own canon. They are IPs unto themselves. Dragon Ball is an advertisement for Dragon Ball and Toei and Shueisha. Dokkan does not exist outside of the Dragon Ball umbrella. And so for the 40th year of Dragon Ball, this was always going to happen. These things have nothing to do with each other. I promise you that. Did they need to fill the space? Of course they did. Were they going to find something to fill this space? Of course they were. But this wasn't the solution to that. This was always going to be here regardless of anything. The thing that filled this space is this guy. And I'm not gonna lie, his animations look so good that if you wanted to convince me that this guy was held back just so he could fill in for Heroes eventually, I wouldn't blame you. If you want to talk about conspiracy theories, this guy was probably held all year because they were like, we're not gonna have Heroes this year, so we need something like big to fill an otherwise sort of empty run of time in Dokkan, right? I think that is true. That is just what I'm going with, but yes. Is there anything else really Dokkan related that is interesting to mention as we sort of sail off into the sunset here? I don't think so. What I would say is that TUR Goku looks phenomenal. Piccolo looks as good as we thought he would. This character looks just fine. I never really gave my opinion on this character. He looks fine. He looks all right. Monster defensive support is always good. His teams are just okay. There are some good ones here. Hybrid Saiyans obviously always needs help. Youth always needs help. Earthbred and Earth Protecting Heroes are automatic. Planetary Destruction is interesting because this is just all allies, as well as this being all allies, which means he could help. He could essentially just float without really needing to fulfill super or extreme conditions. Yeah. With all that being said, though, that's the video for today. Just a little bit of rambling about some content that dropped today. Like if you liked the video, subscribe to join the club. We all go make it, and peace.